Amos, this seems like Tuesday.
Yeah, but it is Sunday, isn't it? You see, Andy, we is on the radio now every Sunday on CBS for Rinso.
That's right, Rinso, the new Rinso with Solium, brings you the Amos and Andy Show. Yes, sir, Rinso, the soap that contains Solium, the sunlight ingredient, brings you a full half hour of entertainment with Lou Lubin, Eddie Green, Ernestine Wade, the Jubilaires, Jeff Alexander's orchestra and chorus, and radio's all-time favorites, Amos and Andy. And now, Lever Brothers Company, the makers of Rinso, invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the Amos and Andy Show. While the Kingfish was at the Lodge Hall this afternoon, an old friend of the Stevens dropped in at their apartment. As we join the Kingfish now, Sapphire has just told him about the visit.
Well, that is news, honey. You mean to say that old Joe Simpson from my old hometown in Georgia has been here?
Yes, George, and he's anxious to see you. And you know what he said when he first walked in here? He said, I look the same as I did 20 years ago.
Yeah, well, don't let that bother you, honey. I always said it's your personality that counts. Now,
Oh, no, George, you don't understand. He said he was amazed that I didn't have a gray hair in my head.
Gray hair? He should have been here last Wednesday before you had your Thanksgiving touch-up.
George.
Part in your head looked like a white traffic line going down the street. Tell me this, what did Joe Simpson have to say, honey?
Well, he brought us a hometown paper, and there's an article in there that concerns you.
Why don't that sheriff let bygones be bygones down there?
Oh, no, George, this is good news. Do you remember the bank back home that failed and you had $3.50 in it?
Oh, yeah, about the time I was courting you. See me, I do remember some little thing about losing $3.50 in a bank.
Little thing? It was a major catastrophe. We had to postpone our marriage 18 months. Well, anyway, George, after all these years, according to the hometown paper, the bank is reorganized and they're going to settle their claims.
Well, I'll get $3.50.
Yeah, but, George, the big news is this. In the list of depositors, it shows that Andy Brown had $400 in the bank. Don't you wish that you was Andy and Andy was you?
Yeah, that I was Andy and Andy was, Say, honey, you gonna give me your idea there. That's what you gonna do. Well, here come Andy now. I was all set for him. I is Andy, and Andy is me. Come in, Brother Andy. Glad to see you.
What's new, Kingfish?
Well, I've been looking for you, Andy. I just got a letter from my hometown in Georgia, and I thought you might be interested in it.
Yeah, what'd it say?
Well, I'll read it to you. Say here, Dear Kingfish, this is to inform you that when you was a baby, I done mixed you up with another baby named Andy Brown. Actual, you is Andy Brown, and Andy Brown is you. Hope this mistake ain't inconvenienced you. Signed your faithful old physician, nearsighted Harry. That's what
Wait a minute, Kingfish. You mean to tell me that all these years I has been you and you has been me?
Yeah, that's right, Andy. We were switched in infantry. You see here, the whole thing is a mess, Andy. The papers on our birth is all mixed up. Oh, I tell you, Andy, if you was in the American Kennel Club, they'd bar you from further competition.
Well, how did a thing like this happen, anyhow?
Well, I has checked into it, Andy, and the whole thing happened because me and you was born on the same day on the same farm, and the nearsighted doctor got us mixed up.
Well, if a doctor is that nearsighted, he ought to wear glasses.
Well, he did wear glasses, Andy, but they was bifocals. Oh. And the reason he made the mistake was because he was looking through the wrong focal, you see.
Well, they ought not let a fellow like that handle them kind of cases where it's possible to switch babies.
Well, I understand he finally did take the license away. His eyesight got so bad he was finally switching mothers, you see. And that was
Well, if I'd have known he was going to mess up things like this, I'd have called in a different doctor.
Well, it's too late now, Andy. The switch has been made.
Yeah, but even if the doctors did make a mistake, seems to me that one of the mamas would have suspected that something was wrong.
Well, to tell you the truth, Andy, the mama that got me actually did think something was wrong, but when she went upstairs and took a look at you, she decided to keep her mouth shut. You see.
Well, tell me this, Kingfish. Is you ever had any idea that me and you was switched at birth?
Well, Andy, it didn't occur to me till about 2 weeks ago, and I did get a little suspicious then.
Yeah, what made you suspicious?
Well, I happened to be looking at my birth certificate, and I noticed it was stamped temporary.
Well, what did this whole mess boil down to anyway, Kingfish?
Well, just this, Andy. After all these years, I has been you and you been me.
Well, I don't like the idea of being you.
Yeah, well, don't get your nose up in there. I don't like the idea of being you neither. Look at that stomach on you there. You certainly has abused my body, ain't you, boy?
Well, that ain't my fault. I only ate what I thought was good for you. Now, wait a minute. Let me get this thing straight. When we was young fellas and you used to take them good-looking gals out to parties all the time,
Yeah.
they was really going out with Andy Brown, wasn't they?
That's right, Andy. They was really going up with Andy Brown.
Well, tell me something, Kingfish.
What's that?
What kind of a time did I have?
Take it from me, Andy. Those was the happiest days of your life.
Yeah, well, what do we do now about the whole thing, anyhow?
Well, it's very simple, Andy. From now on, any money coming in to you as Andy Brown, I gets, and of course, vice versa.
Yeah, well, I ain't getting no money from no place, so that don't bother me.
Oh, of course not, Andy. It's just a friendly understanding.
Yeah.
I'll get a firm of lawyers to draw up an ironclad friendly understanding. So that we'll have the thing on paper, you see.
Yeah, well, you see, Kingfish...
Well, hello there, Andy.
Look at the Kingfish when you're speaking to Andy. You see, Amos, I is the Kingfish, and he is Andy.
Maybe I better go ahead and come in some other time, fella.
No, yeah. The thing is, Amos, me and the Kingfish was switched at birth. See, me and him was born in the same house on the same day.
You and the Kingfish was born in the... Now, wait a minute, Andy. I know for a fact that you was born 5 miles away from the Kingfish.
I was, huh? What about that, Kingfish?
That doctor was more nearsighted than I thought he was, yeah. And another thing, Andy, if you was both born on the same day, how come your birthday is in February, Andy, and the Kingfish's birthday is in August?
Yeah, Amos has got a good question there, Kingfish.
Yeah, that is a good question. One of the best questions I ever heard for a long time. Would you believe me, Andy, if I told you that leap year had something to do with it?
No.
Well, ain't no point in telling you that, then. Oh, listen, you fellas better forget about being switched as babies. I know for sure that it never happened.
Yeah.
All right, let's forget about it.
Yeah.
Well, I will forget about it.
Listen, Kingfish, what is this argument about? What is it that you want?
Yeah, what do you want, Kingfish? Well, then, what I want...
Wait a minute. It ain't what you want. That does you good.
It's what you get.
That's the truth, you bet.
No, it ain't what you want that does you good, my little pet.
You may want an ocean liner or be the king of China.
But it ain't what you want that does you good.
It's just what you get, just what you get.
When it's raining, folks all start to whine.
Because everybody wants the sun to come right out and shine. I'm here to tell you, and I ain't been wrong yet.
That it ain't what you want that does you good.
It's just what you get, just what you get. Remember, a little sunny as you travel down the road, and you meet a little girl that's a honey. Remember, everything that shines ain't gold.
Things that look good to ya ain't gotta be good for ya. But if it looks good to ya and it ain't good for ya,
Cut out, boy, don't you be no fool.
he's here to tell ya
And it's the gospel truth, you bet.
that it ain't what you want that does you good.
It's just what you get, just what you get.
Some folks we know that want some things they can't afford.
But when the deal goes down, they'll be running around like a hobo on the road.
We're here to tell ya, and don't you dare forget
That it ain't what you want that does you good. It's just what you get.
Oh, it ain't what you want, it's the things that you get, young fellow. No, it ain't what you do that makes you old and mellow.
Old and mellow.
You may want $1 million.
And live like a Maharaja.
It ain't what you want, it's the things that you get that will pay off, and pay off every day.
This is John Lake. You know, I guess everybody rather likes getting things clean. I know I enjoy raking the yard, and I know for certain my wife enjoys doing her weekly Rinso wash. Matter of fact, she tells me she gets a feeling of doing something pretty wonderful. Because new Rinso with Solium actually gets white clothes whiter than new, and washable colors brighter than brand new. That's right, not just whiter, but whiter than new. And colors not just brighter, but brighter than brand new. It's because new Rinso contains the absolutely amazing sunlight ingredient, Solium. No wonder my wife gets a thrill out of each Rinso wash. And you will, too. You can even dry clothes indoors, and no matter how gloomy the day, your wash will turn out with an astonishing new brilliance. Try new Rinso just once, and I think you'll always stick to safe, soapy-rich Rinso, the only soap that contains Solium.
Well, hello there, Shorty. I ain't seen you around. Where you been?
Well, I decided to stay home. I've been visiting a friend up in the Rocky Mountains. I've been on a small cruise today. That is, I've been nowhere. Oh.
Well, I hope you enjoyed it, Shorty.
Say, Kingfish, what's the matter? You look like something's troubling you.
Yeah, well, very confidential, and under your hat there is something to do with some worry I got. You see, Andy getting $400 from a bank that's reorganized down in Georgia.
Down in Georgia, That's funny. Andy was in here. He was in here a little while ago, and I don't think he knew nothing about it.
Yeah, well, I don't want him to neither.
But he did tell me he was having lunch today with some fellow from Georgia by the name of Joe Simpson.
Oh, me. He having lunch with Joe Simpson? Say, Andy will find out about the $400 that he's got coming. I got to figure out some way to keep Andy from going on that lunch date.
Yeah, I wonder how Andy's going to like this fella after not seeing him all these years. You know, people change.
Yeah, people change. Shorty done give me another idea here. I might be able to get Andy to break the lunch date when I tell him that Simpson done gone bad, done become a gangster, and the police was after him. Yeah, that's just what I'll do.
Yeah, that gangster stuff was something all right. Yeah, I remember when I was on the police force in my hometown, I was assigned to go after the toughest gangster in the state.
You was on the police force?
Oh, yeah.
What happened,
yeah, I finally spotted this gangster one day on the street, and I followed him for 10 blocks. Then I saw him duck into a movie theater, and you know something? I would have gone in that theater and arrested him, except for one thing.
Oh, what was that?
Well, the first I had to call the head of the I was waiting for the squad car to I was waiting for the tear gas. I already seen the picture. Oh.
Come in.
Well, hello there, Andy. I thought I'd drop over to your room here and say hello.
Yeah, well, I was just dressing to go out to lunch. I want to be nice and fresh, so I turned my shirt wrong side outward.
Yeah, it looks nice on you there. The gravy is through from Thanksgiving, but with the exception of that, it's fine, yeah.
Say, where you been?
Well, I had to go down to the FBI headquarters a few minutes ago. I had to give them my 1948 fingerprints.
You did, huh?
Oh, and by the way, I heard something down there that was very interesting, Andy.
What's that?
Well, I happened to walk into J. Edgar Hoover's office. He was loading his Tommy gun and putting on his two-way radio wristwatch. And when he happened to say to one of the other FBI men that he was going out on a secret raid this afternoon.
Raid? Don't tell me they're closing another burlesque theater.
No, Andy, you ain't got nothing to worry about. They're just after a killer this time.
A killer? How's they going to catch him?
Well, you see, they found out that this killer's having lunch with an old hometown friend of his, and they're going to surround the whole restaurant and close in on him and start shooting right after the soup course, you see.
Oh, yeah. Boy, I like the way that FBI works.
Oh, yeah. You know that FBI, or them men's, when they go close in, together, they start shooting at exactly the same second. They're right at the same time.
Yeah, no.
In fact, when I left there, they were Simonizing their watches.
Well, tell me something, Kingfish. What is the name of the killer they is after?
The name of the killer, don't know, Andy. Oh, let me see. I think it's some fella by the name of Joe Simpson from down in Georgia or something like that.
Kingfish, Joe Simpson is the fella I was eating lunch with.
Small world, ain't it, Andy?
Hey, listen, Kingfish, I'm liable to get shot. What is I going to do?
Yeah, well, why don't you go on through with it anyway, Andy? Maybe when the shooting starts, you could hide under the table.
Under the table?
Well, you might miss the bullets that way, but I just happen to think, though, the FBI has covered every angle. In case they don't get the man with guns, Andy, they has planted a hand grenade in the potato salad. And I tell you, Andy, if you see anything in the salad that looks like an artichoke, I advise you not to pull the leaves off the thing.
Well, it's pretty hard to believe that Joe Simpson's a killer. You know, Kingfish, when we was kids together, he was one of the nicest fellas in town.
Oh, yeah, I knew it was. He used to lead the singing on Saturday nights when the juvenile delinquents got together. Remember him, yeah. But they never would let him in the Boy Scouts, though.
They wouldn't? Why?
Well, every time he helped the old lady across the street, he used to shove her in the manhole. And he's gotten worse since then, too, Andy.
Oh, yeah. Joe Simpson must have a bad record, all right.
Oh, the cops has had him down for questioning 18 times this week alone. They has hit him so much with rubber hoses that the whole top of his head is retreaded. That's what they
He got rubber all over his head?
Yeah, and the way he is graying at the temples there, his whole head is beginning to look like a white sidewall tire.
Well, I want to tell you one thing, Kingfish. I ain't going to lunch with that criminal. But if I don't show up, though, I wonder if he'll come looking for me.
Well, Andy, being your friend, I'll do you a favor. Now, I hear that Simpson supposed leaves town at 4:30 for Georgia on that train. I tell you what, Sapphire ain't home this afternoon, so I'll take you over to my house, lock you inside there, and you can hide there till he gone.
Oh, Kingfish, you was a real pal. But wait a minute, though. I thought the FBI was going to shoot him. Will they let him get on the train?
Oh, if they miss him at lunch, Andy, they's got the whole thing covered. Right outside of Washington, D.C., there's a range to blow up the whole train. That's what they're going to do. Well, Joe Simpson's on the train. There's no chance of Andy finding out about the $400 that he got in the Georgia bank. Well, I'll get on in the house here, see how Andy feels. Andy! Hey, just come tell you the coast is clear.
Yeah, hi, Kingfish. Well, that's swell.
Yeah, well, I hope you ain't been too bored here, being locked up in my house all afternoon.
Oh, no, Kingfish. I've been reading. Matter of fact, I found my hometown newspaper from Georgia here.
What's that, Andy?
It's saying in the paper that a bank down there that I had $400 in is done reorganized. They're going to settle all their claims.
Yeah. Gonna settle all the claims.
Yeah, I'm going home and send them my address. So long, Kingfish.
Well, I got to see Stonewall, the lawyer, and get some quick action. That was a smart thing I just done. I locked Amp Andy with the only thing I didn't want him to see. I ain't never...
If your house has a washing machine, and the chances are it has, it's probably down in the cellar. Well, would you like to hang your wash to dry right there in the basement without carrying it upstairs to the yard and have all your wash turn out as bright as though it had been blowing in the breeze? Well, you go ahead and do it. But just be sure you use new Rinso. New Rinso, the soap that contains the marvelous sunlight ingredient solium, puts sunshine in any wash, dried anywhere. Your white clothes will turn out not just whiter, but whiter than new. And your colored washables not just brighter, but actually brighter than brand new. Yes, indeed, new Rinso, amazing new Rinso with solium, gives your wash a new brilliance never known before new Rinso was developed. Soapy rich new Rinso is safe for clothes and so kind to hands. Today, more women use Rinso than any other wash day soap in the world.
Well, hello there, Stonewall.
Hi, Kingfish.
Say, you sure got a lot of junk on your desk there. What you doing, cleaning out your drawer there?
Yeah, I really got some stuff in this desk drawer here. Look at here.
What's that?
Get an old picture taken on my graduation day from the law school. You see
Oh, graduating from college. Let me
that?
see
Yeah,
it.
look at that. See that? The dean standing alongside of me, handing me my diploma.
Yeah. What's that man on the other side of you handing you there?
At a summons. And the dean was suing me for my tuition fee.
Oh, yeah. Sort of a double-barrel graduation you had there, yeah. Yeah, that drawer you got there sure loaded with a lot of junk in it. What's that over in the corner of the drawer there? Elk's tooth?
Elks to what? Oh, I'm glad you saw that. I've been looking for that bridge for 2 weeks now.
Look here, Stonewall, I got a problem. Andy go get $400 from a bank that's reorganized. Now, he only gonna squander the money, and I figured out if I could get my hands on it, I could put this safekeeping for him for 5 or 10 years, you see.
Well, listen, Kingfish, I'm too busy to help you today.
All right, forget it.
You know, Kingfish, the junk I got in this desk drawer is really something. Look here. Irish sweepstakes ticket from last year. I thought sure.
Wait a minute, hold it, Stonewall. Give me that Irish sweepstake ticket. I think that's gonna do the trick. I'll figure out some way of selling Andy this ticket for a big price.
Yeah, you're all set then.
Yeah.
Kingfish, before you go, look at this picture of me taken after the first case I ever tried.
Oh, your first law case, huh?
Yeah, it was a tough one. Too.
Oh, it was, huh?
Yeah, it was. Now I remember when one of my professors from law school dropped into the court to see how I was doing.
Uh-huh.
Things was going bad. Just I give up hope of winning the case, my old law professor come over to me and whispered something in my ear that won the case for me.
Oh, what did he whisper?
He said, Stonewall, remember the Latin rule we taught you in school to use when you was in trouble. Ipso ad hoc sanctum.
Yeah. Well, what did that mean, Stonewall?
Bribe the judge.
Well, I got to make Andy think that this sweepstake ticket I got here is the winning ticket and worth a lot of money. Now, I'll take this broken-down radio here, and I'll put on these earphones. Oh, I hear footsteps.
Hi, Kingfish. Hey, what you doing with them headphones on?
Quiet, Andy. I was listening to the Irish sweepstakes. I was tuned in direct to Epsom Salt's down show.
Well, why is you listening to that?
Oh, why? As I listening,
Yeah.
I was the American representative selling tickets.
Oh.
Yeah, sold out all but this one here. And strange enough, this looked like the winning ticket to me. You know, the holder of the winning ticket gets $40,000 in the pari-nuptials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what horse is it on?
This ticket's on a horse by the name of Jet Propulsion. He's a great big chestnut scallion. A great big...
Well, listen, Kingfish, if the ticket is a show winner, why don't you buy it yourself?
Well, I can, Andy. Employees of the company and relatives of the horses ain't permitted to win nothing. I wish I could buy the ticket, though.
Well, tell me this. Is the race started yet?
Wait a minute. Now, listen here now, Andy. Wait a minute. The Irish announcer is just describing the sights there. He said that a herd of swans and glockamoras is just flying overhead. He said in the middle of the racetrack, the shillelaghs is in full bloom.
Must be a pretty place.
Yeah, it is. Wait a minute. They're just playing the national anthem. Mother McCree, take off your hat and stand up, Andy.
Now, what's happening now?
Wait a minute. The crowd just sent up a cheer, Andy. Yeah, here comes Jet Propulsion out on the track. Oh, this is the one I got the ticket on that's for sale here, you see.
Yeah, well, tell me this, Kingfish. Is that Jet Propulsion got a good jockey on him?
Well, over there in Ireland, Andy, they don't call them jockeys, they call them gentlemen riders.
Yeah, well, what's the difference?
Well, when a gentleman rider promises to throw a race, he keeps his word, you see. That's wait a minute, Andy. The race is about to start.
Well, listen, Kingfish, you really think that this Jet Propulsion is going to win this race, huh?
Well, the announcer just said that the only horse that would give him any trouble is a horse that entered the race by the name of Danny Boy.
Oh, then another horse has got a chance.
Oh, this is a tough break, Andy. Wait a minute. There's at the post, and they done give Danny Boy the post position. He's going to run on the rail.
Maybe he'll fall off.
No. No. I mean, Andy, Danny Boy is going to run on the inside. Say, wait a minute, Andy. There's lined up.
Yeah.
There's there.
Yeah.
They're ready to start.
Mm.
The starter got his gun in the air. Bang. There goes the starter's gun. They're off.
Yeah.
Say, Jet Propulsion just got a lucky break.
He did?
Yeah, the starter was nervous and he shot Danny Boy. Oh, that's going to give Jet Propulsion clear sailing. Oh, this ticket is worth $40,000, Andy.
I'll give you $100 for it.
Oh, not enough, Andy. Wait a minute. Jet Propulsion's out in front by 2 fathoms.
Kingfish, I'll give you 150.
Nothing doing, Andy. Wait a minute. Oh, boy, what a race. There they go, heading for the first jump. It's a hurdle. The ball is 10 foot in the air. Uh-oh.
What happened?
That was a tough one, Andy. 6 of the horses fell over it.
Well, did Jet Propulsion make it?
Yeah, he slid under. Oh, we're going fine there.
I'll give you $200 for the ticket.
Not enough, Andy. Jet Propulsion's in the back stretch now, 20 lengths in front of the next horse.
I'll give you $250 for that Irish sweepstake ticket.
Not enough. Wait a minute. Jet Propulsion's coming into the home stretch. He's a quarter of a mile in the lead. Andy, the price of this ticket is $300. The only possible way Jet Propulsion could lose is to break his leg.
Okay, Kingfish, I'll give you $300 for the ticket.
It's a deal. Andy, it's happened.
You mean he won the race?
No, he broke his leg. Well, better luck next time, sports lover.
Oh. Tell me this, Kingfish. How did Jet Propulsion happen to break his leg at the last minute?
Well, Andy, he's a great showman, and he tried to take a bow in front of the grandstand while he was running full stride.
Well, listen, I got to pay you $300 for that sweepstake ticket.
Oh, certainly, Andy. If you'd waltz on a thing like that, you'd have every Irish policeman in town on your neck.
Yeah, well, I tell you, Kingfish, I ain't got the money right now.
Yeah, but you expecting $400 check tomorrow from this bank down in Georgia that's going to settle their account.
Yeah, I'm getting that all right.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. You owe me $300. I got $100 here that I just got out of Sapphire's Christmas saving fund. I'll give you that. Then when your $400 check come here from the bank, you endorse the whole thing right over to me.
Well, okay. You know, I sure is unlucky, Kingfish. If I ever found a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, there'd be an income tax man standing on the lid.
Is that you coming in the front door, George?
Oh, yes, honey, yeah. Glad you're home. I got some big news for you.
Well, what's that?
Well, I pulled a fast one on Andy, and we is going to get $300 net out of the deal.
Is he got that kind of money?
Yeah, well, he will have it in the next day or two. You see, he owed me $300, so I took $100 out of our Christmas savings club, and I give him that, and he going to endorse the $400 check that he going to get from the bank down in Georgia over to me.
You say you going to get $400?
Yeah, well, in the newspaper, the bank said they're going to settle all the claims, you see.
Yeah, but you ain't seen the letter you got today. They're settling at 10 cents on the dollar.
Oh, no, wait a minute. You know, Andy, there's a man here. Well, he say he got something important to say.
Yeah, but this is where our announcer, John Lake, tells the people to buy Rinso.
Yeah, well, that's just the man of me. And go ahead and start bleating off at the mouth there, Miss Lake. Go on, right there.
Well, not just Rinso, new Rinso with Solium. The Rinso you'll get in the store today. New Rinso gets white clothes not only whiter, but actually whiter than new. And your washable colors not just brighter, but brighter than when you bought them. See for yourself. Use Rinso with Solium.
Andy, when is we going to see these people again?
Next Sunday. Good night, folks.
Good night, everybody.
It's a simple historical fact that the American economic system has brought greater material happiness to more people than any other the world has ever known. Never forget that our unrivaled production goes hand in hand with the preservation of our basic economic freedoms. The freedom of the individual to work when and where he pleases, and the freedom of each person to profit from his own efforts and enterprise. Be sure to be with us next Sunday at the same time when Lever Brothers Company, the makers of New Rinso with Solium, will again present the Amos and Andy Show. Until then, good night to all of you from all of us.
Amazing? Yes, but doctors proved it. Lifebuoy Health Soap in your daily bath gets skin cleaner. Stops BO as no other leading soap can. Get Lifebuoy right away.
Be sure and listen to the Amos and Andy Show at this same time next Sunday.
Stay tuned for the adventures of Sam Spade, which follows immediately over many of these stations. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.